Yo, what is up guys, my name is Dr. Heli and we are back with another Hunt Showdown tips and tricks video. Some might be more basic than others, but I'm sure there is at least some of them you didn't know about yet. Just a quick heads up, if you're watching this video in the future, some things might not be viable anymore due to the game getting constant updates. That said, let's get started. Dying to PvE elements in the game will not count under your kill-death ratio. That includes taking lethal damage from falling. However, that is not the case when it comes to suicide, since that will still count as a death. Next up, we have something commonly known as gear fear. Don't stop yourself from buying good equipment just because you think it's too expensive and you're afraid to lose it. Having good equipment will increase your chances of survival and will leave you without questioning yourself, would I survive that encounter if I brought a big dynamite bundle? Or would I be able to clutch that 1v2 I had before if I would bring a Mosin? So just spend that cash on some nice guns and consumables and you will notice the difference. Throwing lanterns will knock down enemies like grunts or armors, or at least stagger AI like hives, hellhounds or meatheads, giving you that extra time to react. Fully restocking your ammo before looting downed or killed enemy hunters will guarantee you a consumable bag, if you're missing one. Landing in water when jumping from high places will greatly reduce the take and fall damage. You can easily kill two enemies standing close together at once with a single machete heavy attack, saving up some stamina if there are multiple enemies to take out. Wood axe found in the world does have quite slow attack speed, but it has more damage than the machete or the saber. It offers you 6 light attacks before getting exhausted. You can throw it if you have the tomahawk trait or even break down doors with it as well. If you listen carefully, you can hear the boss outside before even picking up the clue. The spider is screeching and you can hear the butcher walking in his lair. When it comes to route planning for clues, always go for the center ones, since that can reduce the distance you have to run in case the boss is in completely opposite direction. Also prioritize compounds that are capable of spawning 2 clues, like Blanchet Graves, Healing Waters Church or Port Breaker, since in case the compounds don't get zoned out upon picking up the first clue, the second one will be within the same compound, giving you that fast 2 clue advantage. Dynamite and frag bombs will not explode when thrown into water, but you can time them so that they will explode in mid-air. Just watch the arc indicator and release the dynamite just as the line starts getting shorter. Flare pistols might not be that useful when it comes to lighting up areas, since that would only give away your position, but they get the job done pretty well when it comes to burning armors and hives, plus it's quite silent if you don't want to shoot them. Next we have some tips and tricks for bear traps. Bear traps can be found around the map or in wooden boxes. They basically have a similar spawn points to lanterns. You can set them on entrances to the boss lair, serving as a good sound trap while you are killing or banishing the boss. For the AI, it kills grunts instantly when they walk over, and it's good for slowing down armored since they get crippled. Good spots to use them are inside clues, inside tall grass or bushes, in the water, under open floor hatches, on top or below ladders, under downed hunters, and behind doors or under windows. When you place them on the floor, make sure to pick darker areas with poor visibility, since I don't really think someone is going to step in a trap placed like this one. You can disarm traps by holding F, explosions, decoys, axes, and pretty much everything you can shoot with or throw to trigger them. When downing enemy hunters, instead of burning them, you can throw concertina bombs on top of their bodies and still lure out his teammate, meanwhile preventing the revive of the downed hunter. While concertina bombs can be quite a struggle to remove with melee attacks or gunfire, they can be instantly cleared with lanterns. If you're playing aggressively, make sure to always clear the barrels before approaching them, especially the red ones. If you're playing more sneaky, avoid them completely since you never know who is waiting to blow you up. Never stand too close to your teammate, since a well-placed explosive can take you out both with a single blast. Keep some distance just to make sure, and it's great if you decide for a flank if the enemy doesn't see you both at once as well. With a well-timed shot, you can prevent the spider from jumping on you. She will always make a loud scream before jumping, so that way you get the idea when to attack. With the new change to the Derringer now being a single fire weapon, it allows you an easy way to kill hives in one shot while not getting poisoned and making reduced noise compared to other loud firearms. And now for the end, some tips and tricks regarding the dark side boost and how to counter it. It's important to note that Dark Side boost is getting nerfed down to 10 seconds within the next patch, leaving the bounty carriers with even less time to use the so-called wall hacks. First tip that is really important is always move as much as you can. The enemy team will be able to keep track of you for a maximum of 20 seconds, and that is if they communicate well and didn't use any of it before your encounter. By always repositioning, you will confuse them and eventually they will run out of seconds to use. Another good tactic is to do the exact opposite what most players expect. When they pick up the bounty, a lot of hunters get the idea that they won the game since people mostly tend to avoid bounty carriers. Instead of slowly approaching, leaving them with time to forge a whole new plan how to outplay you, just rush them instead. A lot of players will be surprised when you leave them with almost no time to think about the given situation. Because of the pressure, it is highly likely you will force them to make a mistake. And last but not least, a common mistake of many boss killers is that they tend to be on extremely high alert and guard the lair all the way up to 95% of the banishing process. But then they seem to start running towards the boss, and for the last seconds they're waiting for the tokens to spawn so that they can get their boost to make a first 360-degree scan. And that is your time to strike. The loud sound from the final seconds of the banishing covers your footsteps perfectly. Entrances will be unguarded, and by the time the enemy picks up the bounty, you are already in the lair with them, resulting in an easy melee kill, or just gun them down if you don't have a melee weapon. If the boss is being banished on a visible spot, you can also just throw a dynamite or a frag. I was even surprised myself how many times this specific tactic worked out. And that's gonna be it guys for today's tips and tricks video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you found it useful, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel so that way you don't miss out anything regarding Hunt Showdown. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.